Football is supposed to be the world's biggest sport. Lionel Messi is supposed to be its greatest icon. So how did his signed World Cup jersey sell for just $66,000? While a BTS stage outfit, worn for barely 15 minutes, sold for $110,000 at FIFA's own charity auction. Was this the night football lost its crown, or the night the power of fandom rewrote the rules forever? July 19, 2026. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. The World Cup final, Argentina versus Spain. For Messi, this was supposed to be the closing chapter. At 39 years old, this was as good as confirmed, his last World Cup. The whole planet had emotionally bet on this one match, and for most of the night, it looked like it might actually happen. Argentina held on, defended, survived. 90 minutes came and went scoreless. Then extra time arrived, and it fell apart in the cruelest way possible. Argentina down to 10 men. And in the 106th minute, substitute Ferran Torres buried the winner for Spain. Final score: Spain 1, Argentina 0. Messi didn't lose in some blowout. He lost at the very last door. Football's greatest storyline stopped one step short of the ending everyone wanted to write for him. But here's the twist. That final wasn't just a football match. It was something FIFA had never done before. For the first time in World Cup history, the final came with a full-scale halftime show. Not a token performance, a genuine global concert, broadcast to billions, built into the biggest game on the calendar. And the lineup was enormous: Shakira, Madonna, Justin Bieber, Chris Martin of Coldplay, and representing an entire continent's worth of fandom, BTS. Performing on the single largest stage in world sport, football had just handed pop culture a live microphone on its own biggest night. Nobody thought that decision would matter 10 days later. It mattered more than anyone imagined. 10 days after the final, a different kind of contest quietly began. Christie's, the same auction house that has sold Picassos for tens of millions of dollars, partnered with Global Citizen to launch a charity sale called One Goal. Let's be clear about the purpose here, because this part isn't a joke or a gimmick. Every single dollar raised went to the FIFA Global Citizen Education Fund, supporting education and access to football for children in underserved communities around the world. This was a real cause, not a stunt. The lot list read like a museum of that one unforgettable night. The official match ball from the final. An Argentina jersey signed by Messi himself, originally gifted to Shakira. A pair of gloves worn by Madonna, sneakers worn by Justin Bieber. And 7 individual stage pieces, one from each member of BTS, worn during their performance, including a shirt worn by member Jimin. FIFA's own leadership made their expectations public. Memorabilia from the greatest player the sport has ever produced was, on paper, guaranteed to shatter every record in the auction. And, honestly, who could blame them for thinking that? On paper, this wasn't even a contest. Who on earth was going to outbid a signature from the greatest footballer in history? 10 days later, the numbers came in, and they weren't even close to what anyone predicted. The auction ran for 7 days, and if you'd watched it unfold in real time, you'd have seen the story flip almost hour by hour. Jimin's shirt didn't just clear its estimate, it blew past it almost immediately. Meanwhile, Messi's jersey, the crown jewel everyone expected to run away with the sale, sat there, bidding but quietly, almost politely. By midweek, something bigger was happening. It wasn't just Jimin anymore. One by one, all 7 BTS lots, every single member's item, started climbing at almost the exact same pace. Not randomly, not one lucky bidder chasing one favorite piece. All 7 rising together, like clockwork. That's the moment this stopped being a story about one shirt and became a story about a fandom, because this is where ARMY stepped into the frame. Not as a single collector with deep pockets. As an organized, coordinated force, thousands of individual bidders moving as one. And while all that was happening, Messi's jersey, a piece of the greatest legacy in football history, was quietly being left behind. Not ignored, not disrespected, just outpaced. Sports journalists watching the auction in real time didn't know what to do with what they were seeing. Not mockery, genuine disbelief. The kind of plot twist you'd expect from a sports movie, not a spreadsheet of bids on a charity website. 7 days. Now let's count it down. From the bottom up, the way you'd read off a chart before the big reveal: Justin Bieber's sneakers, $2,600. Madonna's gloves, $41,800. The signed Argentina jersey, Messi's own signature, once gifted to Shakira, $66,000, and tied for first place, 2 lots, 1 number. The official match ball from the 2026 World Cup final, and Jimin's stage outfit, both closed at $110,000. Sit with that for a second. A garment worn for roughly 12 minutes on a stage, valued exactly the same as the ball that decided the outcome of the entire World Cup. That's not a coincidence worth glossing over. That's the single most expensive image this story has to offer. And it doesn't stop there. Add up all 7 BTS items together, and they brought in over $300,000. Nearly half of everything raised in the entire auction, which totaled $652,630 from bidders across 24 countries. So let's be honest about what this is and what it isn't. This is not football losing to Kpop. On the pitch, nothing changed. Messi is still, without argument, the greatest to ever play the game. Nobody's rewriting that. What actually happened here is about the mechanics of the auction itself. No reserve price. Every lot opened at just $100, and every single dollar bid was $1 going to charity. That structure isn't built for one wealthy collector writing one enormous check. It's built for a crowd, thousands of people, each bidding a little, adding up to something enormous. And that is exactly the muscle Army has been training for over a decade. Coordinated streaming pushes, chart campaigns, fundraising drives run in their idols' names. This is a fan base that has turned collective action into a science. Put that organized, disciplined fan energy into a charity auction, where generosity and fandom pull in the exact same direction, and you get exactly the kind of result nobody at FIFA saw coming. The takeaway here isn't about who's better. It's simpler than that. When the rules of the game change, so does who wins. So, back to where we started. Is this the end of an era for FIFA? For football? No. Football is still the king of sports. And Messi is still the undisputed GOAT, full stop, no asterisk. But what this auction proved is that outside the pitch, there is a new, highly disciplined fandom power that rivals any sports empire. FIFA didn't lose that night, but they, and the rest of the sports world, just realized that the next time they need an army to stand up for a good cause, they know exactly who to call. Honestly, seeing this level of crazy purchasing power, I think there's only one man left who can outplay them. Where you at, CR7? What do you guys think? Is the army the most powerful fan base on Earth? Let me know in the comments, drop a like, subscribe for more crazy stories, and I'll see you in the next one. If this story surprised you as much as it surprised the people running that auction, hit subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of collision between sport, fandom, and culture we're going to keep digging into.